Alright, so JustStop completely destroyed and annihilated his reputation and credibility by just uploading one video yesterday. And this is probably the quickest 180 I have ever witnessed. This guy went from being respected and well liked to absolutely getting embarrassed and everyone perceiving him as delusional within just 30 minutes. This is truly a one of a kind event that's happening right now. Alright, so here's a brief explanation of who JustStop is. JustStop was someone I previously made a video on, funnily enough exactly 2 years ago from when I'm recording this, and that's actually my second most viewed video of all time, by the way. And in that video I actually agreed with JustStop and praised his coverage on another YouTuber called PrismMateLuke, because JustStop made 2 commentary videos on PrismMateLuke and these videos essentially nuked Luke's channel and he never even really recovered from it. Like, Luke's online career is pretty much dead right now and it's largely due to these excellent videos by JustStop. But ironically, in that video my main argument was how this entire drama should have been handled privately, and now we're 2 years removed from this and my argument in this video is gonna be more or less the same. Anyway, so after destroying PrismMateLuke, JustStop then kind of stopped releasing commentary videos to focus on creating content about popular media instead, mainly talking about TV shows and such. But I still thought that he was someone that was very capable of producing excellent commentary videos if he wanted to. But unfortunately yesterday I discovered that this couldn't be further from the truth. So yesterday JustStop released a video called LsMark, Dangers in Dating, and while I was at work when I got the notification that he uploaded this video, I got very confused, but I thought, okay, LsMark is obviously the one that's quote unquote the danger here. By the way, if you don't know who LsMark is, he is also a YouTuber that focuses mainly on cartoon reviews. So he does like videos on The Simpsons, Family Guy or SpongeBob for instance, basically just reviewing episodes from these shows. Anyway, when I got home from work and checked out the video, I was shocked to find out that this wasn't about LsMark being the danger, but LsMark being in danger.
I am not the danger. I am in danger, Skylar.
Okay, so this video basically consisted of JustStop leaking the fact that LsMark is actually married. Keep in mind, nobody knew that this guy was even in a relationship, never mind marriage. And JustStop also exposed that LsMark's wife, Veronica, actually cheated on him during his relationship and therefore Mark should, in JustStop's opinion, reconsider being married to her. And then he spends the last third on some random Discord bullshit, which I'll get to later. So in this video he just leaks private information after private information for no apparent reason, just exposing LsMark's toxic relationship and girlfriend with huge amounts of speculation, by the way, even though none of this was public knowledge and it should never have been. Now I wanna show you some interesting key parts of this video.
LsMark is a 20-year-old Irish cartoon reviewer who, since late 2020, according to him, has been friends with a 28-year-old American former Oni Plays collaborator, Veronica Gilardo.
So this is already the first thing that annoys me with this video, the general tone here, because every single time JustStop makes a statement that was verified through either LsMark or his wife, he does this according to him thing. It's like, oh, Mr. Beast doesn't engage in sexual activities with minors, according to him, or Jack Harlow is heterosexual, according to him, or Communist Creeper isn't attracted to this picture, according to him. And it's like, yo, what is the implication supposed to be there? I can only assume that according to him is basically saying that the statement is not entirely trustworthy. But why do we have this fundamental sense of doubt in every statement that he makes? It's like, why can't we just take what LsMark claims at face value if there's zero evidence to the contrary, as well as zero reason for him to lie? Like, why can't we just accept that when LsMark says, for instance, he met his wife in 2020, then he probably just met his wife in 2020. Like, why would he lie about such a trivial fact? Because despite what JustStop later claims in this video, LsMark never told any significant lies throughout this entire video. So I find it very manipulative that JustStop essentially tries to cast doubt on every statement LsMark makes, despite there being essentially zero reason to.
They spent a month and a half together in Mark's home country after having hung out and done interviews for over a week, only 3 weeks after the DM where Mark said he didn't know who she was as a person or trust her.
Alright, so this guy has never been been in a real relationship. This is probably also why he was so good at making commentary videos, cause he really is terminally online. In most real, like actual relationships, of course there's gonna be ups and downs like this one. Who hasn't sent a late night text that they aren't sure about their partner and if being with them is the right choice at some point in their life? Like, most relationships aren't perfect, but for him to just sit here and be like, oh, I can't believe LsMark spends time with his girlfriend or with his wife, after he said in one DM he doesn't know if he can fully trust her. He should have broken up with her instead. And it's like, yo, first of all, that's none of your business, but also, even if it was, that idea of breaking up because of one bad interaction is so terminally online that it proves you actually have no idea how real life relationships really work.
Fun fact, the week after he got there, I actually met up with him briefly at VidCon, which was where I first came into contact with She Who Must Not Be Named.
I just wanna quickly throw this out there. If your friend group looks like this, you need to reconsider who you surround yourself with. Every friend group needs at least one person that isn't on the internet all day. Like, if I'm not mistaken, every single person on this photo has made a 30-minute long highly edited commentary video before, which in my opinion is a major red flag. That seems like bad influence to me, and surrounding yourself with only and exclusively these types of people is exactly how such insane concepts like dropping a 30-minute long exposed video on how another creator's wife cheated on them come into fruition, because there's no normal person in this guy's circle to check this sort of behavior.
They never mentioned their relationship status anywhere, and in a recent tweet, Veronica states that among her accomplishments this year, she moved out and up with somebody I love instead of explicitly mentioning Mark. Why would she feel the need to omit his name? She doesn't even need to say that they're married or dating to give out this information, just that they've moved in together. Not that it's weird or super personally revealing to be upfront that they're married to begin with. Shouldn't that be something you're happy to announce to the world, that you're so in love with someone you've decided to make the next big step and have gone forward with a matrimonial commitment?
This whole argument is so delusional as well. Why would he have to announce that he's getting married? The guy makes fucking videos on SpongeBob and Family Guy. What conceivable reason would there be for his audience needing to know that he's married? His audience most probably couldn't care less about his relationship status. Besides, they haven't even had an official wedding yet. They only got legally married. So did you ever stop to consider that they, might be waiting for their actual wedding before they announce that they got married? But then again, it doesn't even matter anymore, because you for no reason just exposed this marriage to his entire audience. Like, maybe the Amaranth marriage, that's something that needed to be exposed, because the kind of content she makes only flourishes by her being single. But who cares about the cartoon YouTuber secretly getting married? Like, people go to his channel to watch videos about SpongeBob. Nobody cares about his relationship status. Well, except JustStop apparently, because he cares so much that he makes a 30-minute video about it.
Though I guess it would be weird to marry someone who has to get you your alcohol for you since you're legally not old enough to buy it yourself in their home country.
Again, it's the fucking subtle implications JustStop makes in his videos that piss me off. Like, what are you trying to say? That he's using her being older than him in order to get alcohol? Like, what? Why did you mention this in your video? The only possible reason I can think of for you mentioning this is to quietly accuse him of getting alcohol through her, which is yet another statement you have zero proof for, and these sort of underlining arguments that he doesn't directly make but imply are littered throughout this video, which really does infuriate me.
You don't want to mention that your relationship exists to pretty much anyone outside of your close friend group. You told us that if we asked, you'd tell, but initially when we did, you got antsy and pissed and completely avoided the question. It wasn't until we said we had proof of it that you finally admitted as much, and if you were comfortable lying to us about that, there's no telling how much else you'd be willing to do.
Okay, hold up there. Where the fuck did he even lie? You asked him if he was married. He said, why would I need to tell you? You told him you had proof he was married, so then he responded, okay, yeah, I'm married. Where is the lie here? He just didn't want to answer the question at first. That's not the same as lying to someone. Do you understand what lying means? You're absolutely misrepresenting what happened here.
I know that at the end of the call you told us that you were currently happier than you've ever been. I don't think that's the case. Because as I've outlined in the script, you have pushed away all the people who have tried to point out the truth.
Oh, so you told me that you're currently extremely happy in your marriage. Well, that is incorrect. See, as outlined in this 7-page document I just wrote, I actually concluded that you must not be happy with your life and are in fact depressed. Therefore, you are wrong. It's like, yo, he's telling you he's happy. Why the fuck would your response to that be, I'm gonna write a 7-page script on why I think you aren't happy? Like, what is going on here? I used to genuinely respect this guy, but this video took all of that respect away. Okay, let's now get into why he should not have made this video. By the way, you may have noticed that I purposely didn't show you guys a lot of the clips of JustStop's actual accusations and the, I guess, meat and potatoes of the video. And that's cause the whole video structure is basically like JustStop asking a bunch of LsMark's private friends questions about LsMark's relationship and then using these claims to go and make arguments on why LsMark was wrong to forgive his wife for cheating on him and how his wife definitely talks shit behind his back. And then he's showing a bunch of proof about how the cheating incident definitely happened. And frankly, I just don't believe that further publicizing this information is the right thing to do here. Cause at the end of the day, all of this is like pointless. No one would benefit from me explaining and debunking JustStop's points about LsMark's marriage, cause frankly, no one should even care in the first place. This is supposed to be private information that should be handled by LsMark. But I do still wanna point out how insane it was for JustStop to ever even make his video. Now I will concede that LsMark, all things considered, is probably making a lot of bad decisions in his personal life. I mean, the guy's free most popular videos are ranking every Simpsons, Family Guy and SpongeBob episodes in existence, and it would take him 600 hours to watch every episode of these 3 shows. 600 hours, that is more than I have spent on TV and streaming services in total in the past few years. And that's not even taking into account scripting and editing these multiple hour-long videos and then making all of the other videos he's uploaded plus podcasting on the side. So it's a pretty safe bet that he's also pretty much terminally online, which is probably why he made the dumb decision to get married at 20. Look, there are some exceptions of course, but the average person does not have their life together at 20, and especially not if they're spending 600 hours a year watching Family Guy and SpongeBob. So getting married at that point in time, it's insane to me. It's short-sighted and it's gonna result in heartbreak most likely. So Mark probably doesn't have the greatest social life and social competence, but still, that doesn't mean it's okay for JustStop to just drop a 30-minute exposed video on his wife, especially since in an interview about the video, he said this.
Would you consider yourself to be LsMark's friend? Or like, how well do you know LsMark?
Yeah, he's someone that I talk to occasionally. Like, we used to talk more frequently, but currently we talk like once every few months. We're not too close personally, I don't think.
And this blew me away when I first heard it. So JustStop barely even knows LsMark. They talk every few months. That's insane. From this video I got the impression that they must be like very close. But in reality these two creators are not even friends and barely talk to each other. So why does JustStop release a 30-minute video talking about the personal life of this guy who he doesn't even properly know? That's insane. For context, JustStop and LsMark know each other about as well as me and Communist Creeper do. And if Communist Creeper dropped a 30-minute video talking about my personal relationships, you best believe I would see that as a massive breach in privacy. So I can't even imagine how LsMark must feel right now. Alright, so I'm not just disappointed in JustStop because I previously considered him to be an excellent content creator, but also because in his exposed video he shows Discord messages of him asking people for information about LsMark for this video, dating back as early as November 15th. Now let's be gracious here and assume that's when he first got the idea to release this video. Even so, you're telling me this guy had 67 days to think about this video and not once was he like, maybe dropping a 30-minute exposed video on this random creator who keeps his private life, you know, private, might not be the greatest idea. Like, don't be mistaken, this was not some sort of impulsively uploaded trash video, but something that was planned far in advance, which makes this whole thing even worse. And another reason I'm heavily disappointed in JustStop is that he also said this in the interview.
If Mark came to you and asked you to delete the video, would you do it?
I mean, I'm still conflicted about it because I still think there good points and reasons for it to exist.
So you're telling me you want to help LsMark with this video, but if LsMark came up to you and was like, yo, I don't feel comfortable with this video about my private life being online, you might not even listen to him and keep it online regardless? Are you listening to yourself right now? That's insane. You claim to have this person's best interest at heart, but when they tell you their best interest, you don't even care. That's insane to me. And yet another reason I'm so disappointed in JustStop is him just constantly delivering pseudo-psychological analysis of LsMark's character throughout the entire exposed video. For instance, he claims among other things that LsMark is dependent on his wife, that Mark created an ideal version of his wife in his head that he's fooled himself into believing is his actual wife, that LsMark distracts himself from his terrible marriage by working on YouTube videos instead, and that LsMark's wife dictates who Mark can and can't be friends with. And his evidence for all this is either Mark's friends on Discord told him, or he just thinks that this might be the case. And it's like, you have no real evidence to support any of these claims. You're pulling them out of your ass, which is just mental to me, and these claims are littered throughout the entire video. Then additionally, JustStop included a section in his video where he and some friends called up LsMark on Discord to try and confront him about his wife cheating on him. And I just wanna point out that Mark claimed that he was actually brought there under the false pretense of them talking about a collaboration video about cartoons, which to me that is really scummy, cause imagine you're preparing to talk with someone about a fucking cartoon, and then you get ambushed by a bunch of people trying to pseudo-intellectually analyze your relationship. Like, that's a nightmare to me. This also shows that you are obviously not the ones he needed to talk to in order to fix his marriage, because in order to even get him to talk to you, you needed to surprise ambush him over the false guise of making a YouTube collab video. That's how much the guy doesn't even know you. So again, if you really wanted to help him, you would have asked him to talk with you about this topic directly, instead of luring him into a call through misinformation. And if he didn't want to talk to you, then guess what? Maybe you should just check yourself and realize, like, okay, maybe we're overstepping a boundary here and we should let Mark and his close friends handle the situation. But instead, you went the complete opposite way and decided to publicize everything. Now, what I'm wondering is, why did JustStop feel the need to make this video? Well, the official reason is this.
What is it that I and all the other people who have spoken out, been interviewed, or generally helped in the production of this video want by revealing everything here? Well, beyond shedding a light on what both Veronica and Sonny have done to Mark, as well as several other people for completely inexcusable reasons, aside from showing what incredibly toxic behavior looks like in a relationship for those that might need to hear it, mostly we just want Mark to reflect and reevaluate his current situation.
And I think this is a load of bullshit, because firstly, if you wanna show people what a toxic relationship looks like, then I don't know, go show them the relationship of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, or anyone who had a relationship that's not still ongoing for that matter. Cause why would you drop a video dunking on people who are still in a relationship? Like, how is that gonna affect the relationship? Do you want LsMark to divorce his wife? Cause that's what you're gonna accomplish by doing stuff like this. And also, if the goal of this video was for Mark to reflect and re-evaluate this current situation, then why are you publicly releasing this video? If that was truly the goal of this video, you would have let one of Mark's actual close friends privately confront him. Now, I did talk with my friend on Discord about what real reason JustStop has for dropping this video, and my friend suggested JustStop might be trying to get LsMark to divorce his wife, as he's got the hots for him, and that would be incredibly funny. Like, JustStop secretly having a crush on LsMark, that would be top tier anime writing in all fairness, but I don't think that's the case. You see, this video was proofread and partially researched by a creator called Daft Pina, who has issues with basically everyone Mark attacks in this video. So in all honesty, I think that he's the driving force behind creating this controversy and kind of manipulated JustStop into doing this. Although that is just my speculation, and even if true, obviously that wouldn't excuse JustStop's actions. So you might have noticed that until now I have not touched on the last third of JustStop's video, and that's for a good reason. The last third has nothing to do with LsMark or his wife, but instead talks about LsMark's friend and small-time YouTuber SonnyTM, accusing him of falsely calling someone transphobic, sending a shirtless pic unprovoked on Discord, and leaking someone's news on Discord. Now, none of these claims can be proven with 100% certainty and could realistically also be entirely false or misrepresented. I mean, JustStop did drop a link to a 2-hour secretly recorded conversation regarding this topic, but come on now, I'm not listening to that. But even if we just assume that yeah, this man called someone transphobic wrongfully and sent a bunch of shirtless images around on Discord, I still don't care, because one, it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the topic at hand, and two, why would I care about some rando with 10k subs sending a shirtless picture of himself to people on Discord? That's not even remotely newsworthy. I maybe could understand it if he was sending like dick pics or something, but shirtless pics? Come on man, just block the guy. Why dedicate a third of your video to that? So yeah, I don't care about SonnyTM or anything he did, unless it comes out that he did like, I don't know, some EDP type shit. Now let's talk about the aftermath of this video. A few hours after releasing it, JustStop went on Twitter to say, "The video has been unlisted since I'm still incredibly conflicted about everything. I'm a complete mess of thoughts right now, so I need to gather them before doing anything definitive. I'll probably make a final decision tomorrow." Now as of recording, the video is still unlisted, but I personally think he will eventually cave and take the video down, which would probably be quite devastating for him because he worked on this video for 2 months, but overall that would definitely be the right choice and I hope he takes it down. Alright, editing Materwelon here. I was originally gonna upload this video yesterday night, but I got into a fucking car crash on my way to the shisha bar. Don't worry, I'm alright now. But that's why now we have the morning of the 24th of January, and I did just now get back home and I saw my prediction came true as JustStop deleted the video and released this statement. Okay, do I really have to read all of that bullshit? Alright, give me a second. I'ma summarize it for you. Alright, so he basically realized he's in the wrong and will be taking the video down, encouraging others to handle the drama privately, which is obviously a step into the right direction, and he even admitted that most of the actual content in the video was highly speculative and just assumptions, which is also a very good thing to admit. But I do want to highlight this section for a quick second. Here he says, "To be honest, throughout the video production I was iffy about the whole thing and kept showing it to more and more people who kept encouraging it, so I thought I was doing the right thing." And I just wanted to highlight that because it makes me more confident about my certain people getting him to do this theory. Also, this comment here by Dingo is very true. Shout out Dingo, by the way. Very, very underrated content creator. He says, "Next time, fight your own battles. Rule number 1, don't be a hero." And that's just straight facts. Anyway, back to past Materwelon. Now, do I think that this is gonna leave a long-lasting impact on JustStop's career? Probably not. I would say it's gonna be like the Turkey Tom drama, where people hate him for a while, but his general ability to produce high-quality content consistently will eventually get people to move on and forgive JustStop, just like they did with Turkey Tom. I mean, his video was borderline insane. It's like the H3H3 meme from last week, but just like a step worse, where he's fighting people's marriages instead of people's ability to have sex. But overall, JustStop released a terrible video, which relied entirely on assumptions and baseless claims, was inherently misguided and focused on a bunch of pointless shit. Plus his avatar got way more ugly over the years. But overall, I don't think that this is the end of JustStop, just a decent blow to his reputation right now. And people will probably have forgot about this in a year's time or so.